Hi, welcome to this video update, which is about learning key lessons from some of the best Forex day traders ever. Now, in terms of question we're frequently asked is, do we know any day traders who have been consistently successful? If I was to go back to when I started my career back in the 80s and 90s, I knew several dozen traders who day traded, made consistent profits, hundreds of thousands, some millions or more, and they were all pit traders. Okay, now in yesteryear you had pits where humans basically made the price to go up on the big board. Now today the pits have long gone and we have electronic order flow. Now most day traders or people who day trade, they come in the markets not understanding the order flow as it is today against the golden era, so to speak. So what I want to do is just go through how, if you want to day trade, you can do it successfully, and just go through how the pit traders had to adapt to the new way of trading. It was no longer human against human, human against machine. Now I'm just going to show you a quick clip of the pits, and in terms of the pit traders, just note the quote that I put on the end of the clip. It's very important. Right, the clip is coming up. It's only about 1:30 long. Then we'll be back to discuss.
Hey, you! 40 even on 5! Where the fuck is this guy looking?
The pit trader was similar to the medieval knight. He took his lance and he faced another human being to crush him.
When you're in there trading the market and you really have a feel for it, you could make a couple $1,000s a day. There are guys in there that consistently make $5,000 a day. And because of that feel, they can pick at it every day and make a very, very nice living. And if you do the math, $5,000 a day is $1 million a year.
Stop 30 foot! Out of my 11 bid! Show my steady call! Show my steady call!
You know, it's funny because I look back in the 80s and 90s, traders were the kings. The back office fellas and the computer boys, we would laugh at them, and they got their revenge.
Welcome back after that short clip there for pit traders. It's in Chicago, obviously. Looks like chaos, but it was actually a well-oiled machine. And in terms of pit traders, that was in Chicago. You were pit traders on Life, which was the London exchange. Any pit trader that I met didn't really have much education. In fact, on the Life exchange, most of the guys that I knew were ex-Covent Garden market traders, but they had a real feel for price and sentiment, and they could exploit those price discrepancies each day and make a lot of money. Now, the successful pit traders were extremely successful. Now, after the pits closed, many of them, or most of them, tried to take their way of trading from the pits into the computerized age. It just didn't work. If you want to become a day trader, what you've got to keep in mind, you'll see this all over the net, that you can trade each day in front of a price screen and make money. It's total nonsense. You can't. You've got to be very selective in the day trades that you take. And one thing I would recommend, or one book I'd recommend for anyone who wants to be a day trader or just a successful trader anyway, go and read the book, Why Aren't They Shouting? The quote from that book, very true for most of the pit traders. It's a great book. I didn't think I'd, kind of enjoy a 300-page book on order flow. Fascinating. And it was very illuminating as well. And it will be for you if you read it. Now, in terms of today, as a day trader, you are not up against other humans. You're up against computers, and they're faster than you. So how do you make money? Right, what I've done is I've written up some points on a storyboard, go through them. After I finish with the points, I just want to finish up with some wise advice generally on trading from the pit traders. Right, let's go to the storyboard. Right, let's go through these points I've written up. And in terms of point number one, I've really kind of covered it already. Yeah, in the pits, it was human v human. Okay, so it's a level playing field. Yeah, traders would rely on their skills that they've learned, their judgment of sentiment, and their courage to come out ahead. So it was the best rose to the top. Okay, now in terms of when we move to computerization, okay, high frequency trading programs are around today. They do day trading and they're faster than humans, okay? But how fast are they? Well, in milliseconds, which is in kind of a blink of an eye, they can round turn hundreds of lots, okay? They're phenomenally fast. They don't need to have the order filled. It doesn't have to be accepted by another human like it used to be in the old day. They can just throw the order in the market. You know, on the other side, if the liquidity isn't there, you get a flash crash. I'm sure everyone has seen those. You kind of get a vacuum. So they can do a lot of volume in very short periods of time. They are even programmed to read news releases. Okay, so they can catch mispricing in the market quickly, take advantage. You know, as humans, we don't really have a chance against them if we try and compete with them head on. They also create a tremendous amount of noise in the markets. Markets are much more noisy and choppy than they used to be. And yeah, these programs, they will go and hunt retail stock clusters. They know how retail day traders trade and they go after them and they get them. It's a very lucrative industry. When you see online on YouTube a guy sitting in front of his computer telling you how much he makes per day every day, he's not doing it. Okay, he's basically lying in my view. You can't trade every day and make money against the machines. Okay, so how can retail day traders win against them? Well, if you want to day trade, you've got to be very selective in the trades you take and how you trade them. Okay, so for example, a good way of day trading, trading high impact news. Okay, high impact news events are great to trade because many of them will generate serious volatility. So what's the best news to trade? I've always found basically central banks. Love trading central banks. Okay, obviously there's other important data that comes out. Different data has different importance at different periods of time. Inflation data, employment data, NFP is a big one. NFP is the one I don't really like because you get a lot of noise on non-farm payroll day. You very often have the machines take the price one way, draw the retail traders in, then slap the price down the other way. Okay, but central banks are very good. And I also like big events, like say, for example, Brexit. Anyone remembers Brexit and our videos on it at the time? We were saying that the UK would vote out, place an order, and go against the consensus, sell the British pound. That made a really great profit for us. Also, we did bet on Trump winning the election. So we bought the USD on the MXN. Obviously, Mexico was in his sights. That was a great day trade. So you're not going to get trades every single day. You can trade high volatility spikes. Okay, what I mean by that is when you get a really big standard deviation from the mean, and you get a massive price spike up, it exhausts, and then you can come in and go against that spike. Okay. I've done videos on trading high volatility spikes, but yeah, they're the two ways I think that a retail trader can win against the machines. The important point to keep in mind is don't chase, don't do market orders. Okay, have your view. Okay, place a pending order. So on a news release, for example, we'll know which way we want to go. The pending order will be in the market. If we're trading a high volatility price spike, we'll put a pending order against the direction of the spike. There's no point trying to react to price, in my view. Just generally, I think you should always use pending orders. Now, in terms of the pit traders, they had their day. Some did become successful. They adapted the way they traded, but most went on to do other things. And I think, today when you look around online, you see people talk about day trading. They think it's still the 80s or 90s, humans against humans. And I think a lot of traders do not understand just how powerful and fast the HFTs are. They cost millions to develop and maintain. They are just something you do not want to compete with. Now, what I'm going to do is finish up with some wise advice from the pits that never goes out of date.
Well, wow. I missed everything the Eurozone did. Nice.
You cannot rely on some formula that everything will be okay. That's the reason that makes it so interesting, so exciting, and so difficult. Were it formula, were it a simple case of 2 + 2 is 4, then what the hell? Everybody'd be doing nothing else. We'd all be in the pit. We'd all be making money, and you know that isn't going to be the case, and you know that isn't going to work. The world wasn't created that way, and it doesn't work that way.
Over the years, my worst losses and biggest losses, and they've been enormous, have been generally when I got pissed about something. Or else I take something from outside the pit into the pit, and that'll kill you. It'll just eat you alive. I've spent years reflecting on those moments, and you can refine it down to that one instant where you said, I fucked up. And at the time, you're not even aware of what's kind of happening, and the repercussions are astronomical. So that's one reason why I try to smile now.